Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to something that's a bit of a surprise. So recently, thanks to Rough Senpai's reactions, I have begun going through Hunter x Hunter, the 2011 version to be specific. And honestly, I'm really enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying it more than I thought I would. I tried to watch the series in the past, but kind of just ended up dropping it, not because I didn't like it, but because I just kind of got involved in other stuff at the time. But I'm glad I've gotten the chance to get back into it because it's really fun. It's really a good series, a good shonen series. So I'm going to be reviewing each arc of the series one by one. And today we are obviously starting with the first arc, the Hunter exam. This video will contain some spoilers. I'm probably not going to mention everything, but there will be spoilers for the Hunter exam arc, which I believe ends on episode 21. It's the early 20s, I think. Yeah, I think it's 21. I think 21 is the final episode of the Hunter exam arc. I might be wrong about that, but you can look it up. It's actually very easy. You can just type that into Google, Hunter x Hunter arcs. Anyways, though, so yeah, there's going to be some slight spoilers for sure. I'm not going to go into everything though, but yeah. So let's start with the review of the Hunter exam arc of Hunter x Hunter, specifically 2011. So this arc is the introductory arc, as well as kind of sets the stage for the rest of the series. It introduces us to our four lead characters. You have Gon. Gon is a kind of carefree child, 12 years old. He was born on this island and spent most of his life hanging out with animals and just training and enjoying just nature and whatnot. He's very carefree. He's not very. He understands if something is like a threat or whatnot, but he doesn't think about it too much ahead of time. In a way, he's kind of like Luffy from One Piece in that regard. Like he understands a threat, but he doesn't think about it too much ahead of time. He just likes to enjoy life. Um, Gon is just kind of this, again, just fun-loving kid who is just trying to become a hunter to find out what happened with his father. His father had left him, had abandoned him as part of being a hunter, and Gon wants to find out why. He wants to find out what is so special about being a hunter that it would make a man abandon his child. Which is really sad when you think about it. Like, holy shit, that's actually really depressing. Um, but Gon thinks of it like as something fun and interesting, and it's like it kind of makes it sadder. um, but we also meet some other main characters. We meet Karapika. Karapika is a member of a clan whose entire clan was wiped out by the Phantom Troop, a group of thieves and murderers, basically. Karapika is a very level-headed character. He unlike Gon, who is much more instinctual. Karapika is much more thought provoked. He tends to think things through, tends to plan things out a lot more, and he's very much kind of the level-headed mom character of the group. In a way, let's be honest, he really is. He keeps everybody in line in a way, and is just he likes to have fun and everything too, but he's definitely the more level-headed one. Then you have Leorio. Leorio is definitely the goofy, almost comic relief type of character within the group. But he still has good character and depth to him as well. Leorio wants to be a medical hunter. He wants to be able to become a doctor as a sort of way to right the wrongs of his past. He had a friend who died of illness, and they couldn't afford to get him medical treatment because it was too expensive. So, Leorio wants to be able to get money. He wants to become a hunter so he can get money to go to medical school so he can make sure that that kind of thing doesn't happen to anyone else. which is an extremely noble goal. Like, holy shit. Like, he just literally wants to help people out and wants to make sure that no one has to struggle with getting the medical care they need. Like, holy shit, like, that is what a doctor should be. Leorio is awesome, but he's also really funny. He's goofy, he's kind of ridiculous. He doesn't think things through that well. Being honest, he doesn't. But he's not a bad guy by any means. He's a very good guy. He's very helpful. He's not the strongest fighter, but he can fight. And he's just a really enjoyable character. His interactions, especially with Karapika, are just fantastic. And then you have the fourth member of the group, Killua, who is my personal favorite. Killua is an assassin. He was raised from birth as an assassin by his family, who are all assassins. Hammering that in. He's about the same age as Gon, I believe. I don't know if it ever directly says it, but I believe he's about the same age as Gon. But he is very much a the strongest of the group. He is the strongest of the group, but he's also really goofy and silly, or likes to be, like Gon. He makes quick friends with Gon, and they like to have fun and be goofy and just be children together. But at the same time, he's also extremely smart, and he is an exceptionally high quality fighter and assassin. The techniques he uses, like, he can kill people with the snap of a finger, basically. He's just that strong because he was raised from birth by a professional group of high level assassins, so it makes sense. Um, so you meet these main characters, and the entire focus of the arc is them taking the Hunter exam, which is an examination, obviously, in order to certify hunters. Hunters in this world are kind of like huntsmen and huntresses in Ruby. They're very much like I guess you could call them a law enforcement group. They're very much similar to that, except they have less restrictions than huntsmen and huntresses in Ruby do. They very much have a lot more freedom to do whatever the hell they want. um, so Gon and all of them, they all have their goals for wanting to become hunters. Except Kilo, who doesn't really want to become one. He's just taking the test for fun. Um, but they all have their goals and their reasons, and so they take the exam, and we get to see the different stages of the exam. Like the first stage, they basically just have to follow the exam giver, the examiner, as he walks along this exceptionally long corridor. That's pretty much it until they get to the second part of the first phase, which is going through this forest in order to get to the second phase. The forest is extremely difficult to get through, though, because it has a lot of traps, a lot of wild monsters, and it's known for turning people around and getting them lost. So you have kind of the first part of phase one, which is just walking, and then the second part, which is an actual test, testing their abilities and just their possibility of getting through the forest to the second phase. The second phase focuses more on cooking and gourmet aspects of things, because there are certain hunters called gourmet hunters who focus on food and and culinary arts and whatnot, which is really cool, especially as a fan of the culinary arts myself, someone who's taken multiple culinary classes and who watches all those kind of cooking shows and competition cooking shows. It's really fun to see. But they do two different stages to this too. At first, they have to cook these pigs, but when things kind of go wrong with that because the examiner's too harsh, one of the examiners, there's actually two for this one. Since the examiner's too harsh, things go wrong and they have to actually kind of redo it. The second one's a lot easier, and it's more about basically just getting these eggs, getting and cooking these eggs. It's super simple in comparison. um, the third phase is all about this tower, this giant tower that they start at the top and have to make their way down through these like hidden panels in the floor and stuff, and all these different tests on their way down. It's really interesting and my favorite part of the Hunter exam for sure. It just has the most interesting moments in it, such as the 5-on-5 battle. Um, or is it 4-on-4? No, it would have to be 5-on-5. What am I thinking? 5-on-5 battle. This kind of like mini tournament thing going on. It's really fun. Also, there's some really interesting kind of moral and ethical stuff going on there too. Um, the fourth phase is a survival test, basically. They're dropped off in an island with their number tags that are their numbers in the exam, and they have to take another person's tag that they were assigned secretly. And basically they just had to have tags that equal up to 6 by the end of the week. They're on the island for the entire week, and as long as they have tags that equal up to 6, they pass that phase. And the final phase is it's a tournament. The final phase is just a tournament, and we don't get to see most of it because it goes by really quick, and there's something that happens, and I won't say what, that kind of makes it go by even quicker. um, but yeah, the arc is basically separated into these phases, and each phase is just really interesting. Getting to go through them all and seeing our characters and how they kind of work through each phase, how they surpass their opponents, or even in some cases just manage to luck themselves out. It just ends up all working together in a really good way. Um, the other characters we meet during the arc are fantastic as well, from the different examiners that we meet, such as Satotes and the hunters. But definitely the outside of the main group, the best character we meet is Hisoka, the magician. Hisoka is this creepy ass magician dude who is super fucking weird, but in the best way. He's so creepy, kind of gives off some almost pedophilia vibes to him. He's that creepy about things. Um, and he's clearly, I wouldn't call him entirely evil, but he's clearly an antagonistic character and meant to be seen as a bad guy. And he's also very willing to kill and do some horrible shit. He's also crazy as hell and is extremely strong. He's kind of like right now, as of where I'm at in the series, which is a couple arcs after this, he's kind of the goal of our main characters, especially Gon. He's kind of like the goal to get as strong as him. Um, but we'll get into that with future reviews for the other arcs as well. Um, but yeah, we meet all kinds of other fantastic characters. There's the chairman of the Hunter exam, Netero, who is this wacky old man who is so insanely strong it's not funny. Um, but at the same time, he's like kind of goofy and doesn't really showcase his powers much. So you got that going for it. Um, and then you meet some other various characters too. A bunch of different people taking the Hunter exam, such as um, Hanzo. That's his name. Hanzo, who's a ninja. You meet this girl who uses bees as a weapon, like literal bees, and it's like Nicolas Cage would be shaking in his boots. And just all these other wild characters. There's this one character, Gitarocker, who definitely has the biggest moment of the arc, for sure. And for those who have seen it, that you know exactly what I'm talking about when that's revealed. Um, I won't say anything about it, but yeah, that moment is intense. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this first arc. It introduced us to the world, the characters, the concept of everything really well. and it's filled with great humor from our characters, great interaction between our main cast as well as even the supporting cast, and you just get to see some really interesting action stuff as well, some really interesting battle styles from the different characters. Um, and it's all about getting those huntsman licenses or hunter licenses. I was saying huntsman like Ruby still. All about getting those hunter licenses to be able to follow their goals and do what they need to do going forward. So yeah, I really enjoyed this first arc. It definitely kicks things off well. And I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of the Hunter exam arc of Hunter x Hunter, specifically the 2011 version? Tell me your thoughts down in the comments below. Tell me who are like your favorite characters as of this point. Like I said, mine is Killua. But tell me your thoughts, and thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, there will be more Hunter x Hunter arc reviews going forward. It'll just be kind of one at a time whenever I get to them. So, thank you so much. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See you all next time.